What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Indie Inkwell. I am one of your two hosts, JJ. My co-host, Michael, is actually here this week. Welcome back,
Woo!
buddy.
What's up, my
I
man? What is up? I'm glad to be here as
was say
always.
I missed you, man.
Ah, I miss you too, brother. I miss you too.
We
Oh,
don't have a guest today. We're not going to get into details on how that went down, but we do not have a guest this evening, so we're just here to kick it. We're here to talk
kick it,
comic books, shoot
hang
the
out.
shoot the shit, if you will. Excuse the
Yeah,
language, but yeah, we're here to hang out. So if you guys got comic book questions in the live chat, go ahead. Feel free to
fact.
drop them. Ask us questions. Let's just talk comics, guys.
Yeah, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. Think of it. Think of you're just looking in on a FaceTime call between me and JJ.
Yeah, because we actually haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, we have
We've
it.
been catching up before we went live today. That's been fun. Um,
Yeah.
but neither of us have really been on social media lately. I haven't
No,
been
no.
posting even clips from the show. You haven't been making videos.
Same. And I think we kind of talked about this a little bit. It's just getting kind of it's getting kind of daunting and like a lot of things in like the comic book community or just the nerd community in general. It's I don't know. Things are just starting to be like a turnoff, you
No,
know?
I get it because yeah, like we were saying earlier, like I've been away from comic book TikTok for a few weeks, and what I'm hearing secondhand from people is a lot of drama.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't really understand why at this point we're still on this stupidness.
Like I hate to say like this stuff is supposed to be fun. You know, we all love these characters, we all love these stories and
It's why
stuff.
we all got on these apps. It's why we all started making videos and podcasts about this stuff. It's
Exactly.
supposed to bring us joy. And far
Yes.
too often lately, it seems to be upsetting people.
Yes, man. I know the newest thing that a lot of people are upset about is the new Star Wars show, the Acolyte.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the drama from that yet, but again, I have not been on that side of TikTok in about a month, I think.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, it has been about a month. But yeah, we'll get into what I've been doing during that time a little later, but
yeah, man. They it's a lot of the same old. You know, Star Wars fans not liking Star Wars.
Star Wars is woke now.
Star
There's
Wars is
ladies in it.
fun. Oh my gosh! I don't
You
know,
because you
man.
said your wife's even noticed it.
Yes,
She's
she
not
has.
big on the whole social media deal.
She
Like,
she's not. She's not.
I think
I
I've seen
mean,
her appear on camera maybe once ever.
yeah.
Like
Oh, she's not really big on social media, and like I mean, I guess like now, oh, she'll go, she'll scroll, she'll look at stuff, right? But
well, what I really meant, like, she's not like face first diving in like we have been for so
yeah,
long. She's not engrossed with everything that's been going on.
exactly, exactly. And I mean, like, social media is a daunting thing in itself because you're putting yourself out there, and like people aren't the nicest.
I mean, even if you're just leaving comments on people's videos, you're opening
Mhm.
yourself up to harassment, bullying. Like, there's all kinds of potential nonsense that can come from just leaving a comment on somebody's video, let alone diving in and actually making content.
Exactly, and I'm glad that my wife doesn't make content just for other people's sake because my I would hate. Okay, I will hate for anyone to piss my wife off. Okay, she's a firecracker. Okay.
I have been yelled at secondhand by your wife
Yeah,
through
she
like the other room through the microphone.
yes.
And yeah,
She,
y'all don't want her mad at you. You really don't.
don't do that. Don't do that. Like why?
Li-
Like when
like I'm
like when we
halfway across the country and I still don't want her mad at me.
like literally there's that the video where it's like mom and dad like versus like the kids, right? And like, the mom is like yelling at the kid and then she leaves the room and then it's just the dad, right? And he's like, why you do this, man? You know how she is.
Yeah.
And you just do it. And I'm already like preparing myself like when we decide to have kids, I'm gonna have these conversations with my child.
Like, just don't make your mother mad,
Like why
please.
are you doing this? Okay.
Like, you know what's gonna happen, bro. Like
Like, you already know. Tighten up. Tighten up. Come on. Oh yeah, man. But I know you mentioned since you haven't been on, TikTok with the nerd scene of TikTok, how about you start telling the people what you have been into up
what
to?
I have been doing.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, you might have seen me post a little bit about this not too long ago on my comic account. When I first started doing content creation, right when the pandemic started, it was bass fishing content. I know that might not ever be everybody's cup of tea here on this side of content creation land, but it's one of those hobbies that I don't know really how to explain it. It's comic books is different. There's a challenge to it, I guess, when you're like hunting books and stuff, but
Mhm.
it's not like a daily test of your skills.
True. True.
And that's, if you guys can't tell, it's summertime. I'm wearing less beanies now. And it's yeah, it's just something different. And I realized I'd been sitting in the house doing absolutely nothing
Mhm.
but making comic book content for like about 4 years. And I'm still going to be doing comic content, all that good stuff. But, and this show is not going anywhere. We have way too much fun doing this show to let this
Facts.
stop. But it's something I needed a break from, and I needed something that is gonna get me up off the couch, up out of the inside, go touch grass, as they say.
Yeah, get some fresh air. Get some fresh air. Yeah.
There, and it also helps that, our house had a, water leak, so we've had a crew redoing our subflooring and a whole bunch of stuff in the house for, like, the past couple weeks, so it's been very hard to make content inside the house anyway.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
comic books are not really something you wanna take outside too often.
That's facts. The elements in comic books really don't match. Don't match.
Yeah, and here in Ohio, man, it gets humid, like, and
Yeah,
I don't want my stuff wrinkling up in the humidity and all that good stuff, and
bro. Facts, facts. You definitely don't want that, man.
but, yeah, so I've been going back to the bass fishing side of things for a little bit as a nice little break, a little
Mhm.
extra outlet for my other hobby, if you will, and it's been fun, dude. It's, already gaining some decent traction.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
I feel better. Like,
Okay.
physically being outside more, like, I if y'all haven't left the house in a while, I recommend it. Every once in a while, get the hell out of the
Yeah,
house
exactly, bro. Yes, that's
because
what you need to do.
I made the mistake of not doing it for about 2 years, and I regret it now, so
Facts, man. Actually, myself, I've been slowly like getting back really in the gym. I realized I started like losing my muscles, and I didn't like that.
you
um,
gotta, help me out in gaining some. I don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
any.
Dude, I'm like solely trying to get back. It's like not
I have
even
never had muscle, though, like, even when I did work out playing basketball and stuff, like, I never had a lot of
dude,
muscle.
it's hard. And then for somebody of you know my stature being vertically challenged, aka short as hell. Um, well, I'm not too short. I'm 5'6". That's not too short.
That's average.
Yeah, it's like average, right?
That's
Something like
average
that.
height for adult male.
So, um, you know, gotta have something. I don't know, make me look some type of intimidating, but I don't think I can ever look intimidating. Uh,
I don't know, you didn't look very intimidating in that, video of you getting tased I saw recently.
hey, but I took that like a champ, though.
You did, you got
Okay,
right back up.
okay, okay, okay. I ain't even like yell or nothing. Okay, I was gangster, straight.
Yeah, there was no yells I heard, I did not hear a yell, I just seen seized up and fell forward.
Yes, bro. Literally, why did I do that? Like, why did I decide to get tased?
I sent you a
What
comment
is
on that
wrong
video,
with
I'm like,
me?
"Bro, it doesn't look like you had the best of times doing that." Like
So, literally, for anyone that's listening or watching, I ha- I'm in the Air Force. I think we went over this multiple times in the show.
but hey, for first time listeners.
Yeah, I am in the Air Force. I am a FTech instructor, which is first term airman's course. So, like when or first term enlisted course. Sorry, because they changed it. Um, and basically, what it is when we get like new airmen to the base or whatever, they come hang out with me for a week, and we teach them basically life on base and just in the Air Force in general, and give them some professional development. So it's really awesome. I love it. Greatest job I don't had my whole time in the Air Force. Uh, and I thought I wanted to do something a little fun, right? So I was fun. So for this last class, I was like, all right. I talked to some of my security forces friends, and I was like, hey, like, how do we get this little tasing demo, or to see like because we always go to see like the dog kennels to see like the military working
Yeah.
dogs. And, that's cool, but I wanted something a little bit more interactive. And they were
Some
like, yeah,
give the new guys a story to tell for a little while.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad we did, because it actually was a great like icebreaker, because that was we did that at the end of like the first day. And people are still shy and kind of
They don't really
quiet.
know how you gonna be. They don't really know how to like
Yeah. And like these are like fresh,
18,
baby,
19-year-old kids.
yeah, baby airmen. The only time they've seen like an NCO has been in like a training format, getting yelled at and
I was
stuff.
gonna
So
say at boot camp
yeah,
when they're getting screamed at all day.
yeah. So they're like
Is
they're
that
kind
how
of
it's
like
always gonna be? Or
right. They don't know. They don't know, right? So we did it, and it was looking back at it, it was fun. It was fun seeing like some of the airmen like reaction when they decided to get tased. Of course, we don't make them get tased; it's up to them.
right.
They have to, sign that
It's
they're
not like
okay
a
with this.
requirement
Yeah,
for
yeah,
part of
it's
the
not a
course.
requirement.
Like, I
Uh,
know with a lot of police departments, that's part of their training is they have to be
yes,
tased,
yes,
so that
yeah.
way they know what it feels like to do to
Hmm.
another person,
Hmm.
which kudos, I think that's a great idea.
No, you need it, and it got me thinking. Like, how you see those videos of um, like drug addicts getting like tased and they're
Yeah,
still
and they
moving.
just doesn't affect them, like, they rip it
Yeah,
out and just keep going, like
yeah, you definitely have to be like high on something, because there's no way. Like, literally, my body locked up. It feels like
Go check out,
every
his Instagram page if you can find it
dude,
at Longbox_entertainment because there is a
dude.
video of him being tased, and it is great
Yes.
content.
So I only put it on my story. I need to like make an actual post. So I'm
Oh,
gonna make
okay,
a
okay.
so after this, I'm gonna make an actual post of it, just in case people missed it. That will be on there after this stream. But
I'm gonna go ahead and throw your screen name at the bottom just in case they haven't
literally,
figured it out yet.
your whole body, every muscle tenses up. Like, the next day, I felt like I had a full body workout.
Oh, I bet because you
Like,
basically did.
yes.
All that
And
electricity just
it was 5 seconds. It felt like 5 minutes.
It looks
Uh
like it would feel like it's a lot longer than it is.
and I don't know, you could probably see it on my face. Like, that initial like boom, like my face literally looked like I regret this. Like, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
literally
yeah, it was instant.
it was instant, like
It was regret and then paralysis. Like
yes, I
like
couldn't move. I, I don't even know if I could have been able to like be audible like at it. Like, it was, oh dude, it would not recommend. Would not recommend. I mean, if you want a
1
funny
out of 10,
story,
do not recommend getting tased.
don't get
Alan
tased.
Dunford, what's up, man?
What it do, Alan? Oh, thank you. You're gorgeous. You're
So are your
gorgeous.
comic books. If nobody has heard of Alan Dunford, which if you've been around my content or this show for
You
any
have
length of
to.
time, you had to have heard of Alan Dunford at this point.
Exactly.
Pocus Hocus, Horus in Hell. They got so much cool stuff
So
coming
many,
out too. They
man.
got new ones coming out that I can't even remember all the names of right now. So,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
Grandma Chainsaw, that alone is worth looking up. Alan Dunford.
Good art. Fun time.
Amazing art from
And
Brian Belando.
uh,
So shout out to those two guys. Brian has yet to grace us with his presence on an interview, but Alan has been a guest of mine many times on set on
mhm.
multiple shows. So
Yeah, y'all look him up, please, please. Support, support.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Another good one, though, I wanted to talk about at least for a second was our
Mhm.
most recent guest, and that was John Westhoff and his book Drumsticks of Doom, which was so cool.
Oh yeah.
I know you weren't with us for this
But I
episode.
did read it. I at least read
Yeah,
the
yeah, but dude, it's cool. It's basically like what happens if Black Sabbath was the
Mhm.
biggest band in the world in metal instead of like what Metallica or
I
like
guess, yeah.
somebody like that, like Kiss
Yeah.
or somebody. Yeah, like, and it's great. I mean, it's got magic drumsticks, it's got
Yeah.
demons and werewolves, it's got all kinds of stuff going on. Like,
It's
if
like
you
it's
want
bonkers
heavy
in a way.
metal,
Yeah.
this is about as heavy metal as a comic book
Yeah,
can
man.
get. And it's
It's
funny
straight.
because the main character is like also trying to be like an alternative, like pop singer almost, like a emo singer.
Yeah.
So like her friends are always like, since metal is like everything in this universe, and Ronnie James Dio is considered God in this universe. Everybody always tells her she needs to be more metal. Like that's not metal enough. You need to be more metal. Like, and
Heck
she just wants
yeah,
to be like
man.
this, indie music maker. Like,
Bro, yeah. Like, I kinda, like, really like, I listen to some metal. Um,
oh,
I
so you
think
don't strike me as like a death metal, thrash metal kind of.
well, it's because of my wife, man. She loves it, so, of
Oh,
course.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, we hang out, you know?
Or, well, I would imagine so. At least I would hope so.
Yeah,
If you're
so I
married and not
kinda
hanging out together, there's a problem. Like,
yeah,
at
like, I
least
know
a little bit.
one band she put me onto that, because usually I'm more of, like, a R&B, hip hop
Okay.
kinda guy or something like
And you're a little
and
more
then
old school with your taste too. You like more like the
yeah.
90s, like early 2000s kind of stuff,
Yeah, yeah, I love
which is
stuff like
me.
that.
I'm 90s hip hop head to the fullest. I
Like,
love that
that's my
stuff.
junk, man. Like, if
But
you could
also, I could
see
sit around and listen to country music if it's good. I could sit around and listen to metal music all day. I could sit around and listen to
mhm.
Celtic classical music. Like, I could listen to anything if it's good.
Hell yeah. I'm kinda like the same one. So she had put me onto, Sleep Token.
Oh, okay. I know about them a little bit. I've heard a couple songs.
Dog,
They're
if
dope.
there was a metal band that, like, makes music, like, for my taste, that would be it. Like,
Okay.
they are
They're a little
oh
more
my
melodic.
gosh.
They're a little more melodic
Yeah.
metal. They're not really so much like,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
screaming
they're
in
not
your
like,
ear,
"Ah," but
which there's a place for that. I love that stuff too, but
and they do the
there's
screaming
certain
sometimes, right?
bands that do it through the
Yeah.
entire song, and I
Yeah.
get that's like a whole style in and of itself.
Mhm.
It's just not my bag.
Yeah, it's not like I
I
like
gotta
them.
understand the lyrics at least.
Facts, bro. I gotta know what you're saying. I gotta know what you're saying. Yeah,
No
and I
hate to
like
any of those bands because 'cause I've been to concerts for some of those bands. I went to, Mayhem Fest about 10 years ago and got to see a
mhm,
band called Jungle Rot, and they make that kinda
okay,
music, and that was a good show. They put on a heck of a performance, so
man,
I
yeah,
could listen to anything.
dude. I definitely want to see Sleep Token live. I like Bad Omens. That's another
Bad Omens is a
uh
good band.
band she put me on to. So yeah, man.
Falling in Reverse, I've gotten much more into late recently.
Okay, I've heard of them before.
They're popping off a lot right now. Like, they've been
Yeah.
putting out some bangers recently.
So yeah, I just realized. I think this is our first time ever talking about like music.
Yeah, man, well, it's a comic book show,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is kind of a if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail of the video, it's kind of a catch-up episode. We
Just to
haven't
catch up.
chatted in a while, we don't have a
Yeah,
guest. We just thought we'd kinda come on here, hang out, and shoot the breeze,
chill.
talk a little bit of comics in between all the BS, and yeah.
That
You can tell I haven't
autosync.
been censoring myself as much lately making videos, so my,
He's a little potty mouth.
I'm a little potty mouth today, but I've been catching myself. I'm doing alright.
Yeah, I mean we got some good stuff going. Isn't it next week? We're gonna
Yes.
have Morgan and
Morgan and
um
Johnny this time.
Johnny.
Owen's not gonna be with us this time, but, Johnny is going to be joining us. If you guys
Okay.
missed that episode, that was an awesome project. We had Owen and
Yes.
Morgan, Rosenblum on, and they had
Yeah,
a project called Ram God that they were promoting,
Ram
but
God, yes.
also had another project that they wanted to talk about, which Longbox is holding up right now. Hold on,
Yeah,
let me zoom you in a little bit so people
here
can
it
see.
is,
Called,
baby.
The Winds of Numasera, correct?
Numasera. At least
Okay.
that's how I
That's
pronounce
how
it.
I've been saying it, so but it's awesome, it's a full-blown graphic novel, you
Mhm.
know, very, it was described to us as very, like, high fantasy Dungeons& and Dragons-esque,
Yes. Yeah.
and speaking of Dungeons& and Dragons-esque, they're coming out with a tabletop role-playing game for this book. So if that's something you guys are into, this is definitely an episode next week that you're not gonna wanna miss because I don't think we've ever had anything related to, tabletop games on the show.
No, no, we're going
S
into, like, new territory.
so it's but it's not completely just that because it's an accompanying
The
project
comic,
to the
yeah,
comic book and the
to the
graphic
comic,
novel.
yeah.
So
It's actually
it should
quite
be
unique.
really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. I'm excited to check the game out when it gets released. They said
Mhm.
they've been working on it for 7, 8 years,
Say, around, yeah.
something like that. They said that it's gone through a lot of revisions. They've had people demo it at conventions, like so I'm
They've
excited.
taken their time on it, like, they've really taken their time on it. They said
Yeah,
the final version of the game that they have now, they've, had people test it out, and some people have said, like, this might be their, like, new favorite tabletop, board game,
which
so
is saying a lot for that
yeah.
community because, I mean, just to get somebody off of Dungeons& and Dragons and go to another TTRPG game is
It's
hard enough as it is
difficult,
when
yeah.
you've got established titles that are also good games.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
now you got something nobody's ever heard of, you know, like,
Yeah,
they don't have a history of making these games, like, it's a brand new project for
yeah,
them,
yeah.
but from the response we've heard about it, it looks like it's gonna be freaking epic,
Heck yeah, and I just it's a testament to them, man, the fact that they, like, took, like, a leap of faith, because it's scary
especially
to
with
go
what they
in there.
were, like, primarily there to promote last time, which was Ram God, which is more of, like, a
Mhm.
sci-fi, Alita Angel kinda battle angel kinda, you know,
Yeah.
combat sci-fi sports book,
Mhm.
which is awesome too. Like, guys, make sure you go back and check the playlist for this show, and you're going to see all these episodes that we're talking about. You can check out all these books. There's links to everything in every episode, so
Yes,
you should not
yes,
have any trouble finding any of this stuff.
and Ram Guy was amazing. I love
Ram
that
God was a lot of
collaboration.
fun. I like it. I
That,
like the whole cyberpunk kind of feel they had
mhm,
going on with it
it'll hook you. It would really hook you, I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. Artwork is
for
beautiful
sure.
too.
Oh yeah, I mean, just the covers alone are amazing, but
Yeah.
the interior artwork, which I'm not showing you guys today, you can see some of the interior art on their episode though if you go back.
Mhm.
Dude, it's amazing.
They make
Very
great
high
posts.
quality stuff.
They make great posts. And speaking of, like, past guests, like, uh, for, Salty Ruse, I need to know when those action figures are coming out.
Bro, facts,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
We had the entire creative team, which I think
Like,
is a first for the
where's
show, but we had
facts?
the entire creative team from these books on the show. So that's the writer, the artist, the creators, the editor,
Like,
the
yeah,
the letterer, like everybody was here. That one was so much fun.
heck yeah.
And the
It's
book's so much fun.
it was. I think people need to watch that episode, and then I forget where it's at in the time spot, but my reaction to the action figure announcement was, like, uncanny. I was
Well,
literally just
because
talking.
yeah, he was just talking.
Yeah.
He was saying it would be awesome. These are like the perfect kind of characters for an action figure. He was literally
Yes.
just throwing it out there in conversation. And
Yeah.
then literally halfway through his sentence, the creator Eric holds up a blank, unpainted action figure of one of
Prototype.
the characters.
Yes.
Like
And I'm just like,
it couldn't have been timed better if we planned it.
yes, it was
Like
it
and
was
you can
crazy.
tell we did not plan it because everybody's like some of the people on the creative team didn't know about that.
Didn't even know.
So they had great
It it
reactions.
it was an Indie Inkwell exclusive. We didn't even know we was walking into that, man. It was great.
That's why you guys gotta watch every episode because you never know what's gonna happen. Like,
Yes.
people drop knowledge and back behind the scenes bombs on us all the time
All the
on that
time.
show,
Yes.
completely unprepared and unannounced. So
Like, oh, man. That was amazing. I was literally like, "Dude, I'm trying to find some space, like, where am I gonna put my Salty Ruse action figures?" You know, like
right, for sure. Because I mean, it's rare you find a indie comic catering to, I wouldn't say all ages, but most ages,
Yeah.
and be that damn good.
Heck yeah.
Like, if you guys like Ninja Turtles and Scooby Doo,
Mhm.
this is basically if those 2 franchises had a
Like,
baby, and
meshed
that is
well
the Salty
together.
Ruse.
And it's amazing. Dude, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like,
It is, it makes you wanna
it's
grab a bowl of
fun.
cereal, sit there in your PJ pants, and watch
Mhm. It
Ninja
would make a
Turtles.
great animated series. Like, I could see this, like
I
that
can
was
see
one of those
Salty
things
Ruse
I was like,
blowing
"This
up
could
for
be a
real. I
big
can see it
thing."
blowing up, and they're
Yeah.
already 8 issues in, so they've already got
Yes.
some material to go from. I mean, you
Yes.
could turn each book into a couple episodes, I'm just saying.
You could. But
But they're, because they're standalone stories, you could jump in any issue and get you'll get, like, basically a quick update of what happened in the last issue, and you get your own little standalone story with some little
yeah.
very subtle Easter eggs thrown in from past
Mhm.
issues. If you haven't read it, won't really affect you if you see the Easter eggs. You might be a little confused of why is there a Yeti in the background, but if you
But
go
yeah,
back and read the
go
first
back.
issue, it'll make sense.
Yeah. No, it's good. Cause and it's crazy, like, cause you really don't have to read every single issue, but when you do,
It's even better
it's
because it's
better,
like
bro.
watching, like, a string of Scooby-Doo episodes in a row, and you can,
Mhm.
some of them, not all, but some of them, if you go back and watch those old episodes of Scooby-Doo, they do
Mhm.
kinda follow a timeline.
Yeah, they make references every now and then to, like,
Yeah,
past episodes,
mysteries and stuff, yeah, for sure. It's not often,
so
but
yeah, man. Man, speaking of, I just thought about something random, but this is just a random episode. Uh, because you said Scooby Doo, and I went like crazy, like looking at like the history of that first like Scooby Doo movie
Okay.
and how the live action movie, of course.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Uh,
I was just about to ask you to
yeah,
clarify. Are
yeah,
you talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
the animated one or the
yeah, the
action
live
one?
action,
Because the animated first Scooby-Doo movie was fire.
bro. Yeah, that wasn't it the Zombie Island one.
Yeah.
That was the first, right?
That was the one with the band Hex Girls in it, and that was the one
Oh
with,
yes, they
bro,
were
yeah.
so freaking hot.
Oh, yeah, as a 12-year-old kid watching that, I was like, "Yep,
Yeah,
we could
every
just hit
every
puberty." Like
if you have if you like the whole like goth girl aesthetic, like that's your type of girl, it started with that movie, and you can't even like convince me other. Like it,
if you grew up around the same time we did, yeah.
like that is where it's at.
I
So
know I'm roughly about 8 years older than you are, but
yeah,
that's not that big of a difference when you're, like, a little kid.
it's not, man. It
You're
really
8 years
not.
old
Yeah.
and, like, a one-year-old, they could watch the same shows,
Yeah, exactly,
like
exactly, exactly. You know, I'm like your little cousin, yeah.
Right, right.
But yeah, man. I damn, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, live action movie, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You were diving deep into the history of it.
Yeah, and I didn't know that originally it was supposed to be rated, like they wanted to make it rated R, bro.
Really?
Yeah, because of some of like the adult jokes and stuff in it. They there was supposedly one
It
joke that
wasn't
went a
even that bad.
it's not, but you know, different time. Different
Yeah.
time. So
When did that come out? Like
two like 2,
2002-ish?
right?
2003?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So I was like, yeah, I was like 12, 13.
Yeah. I remember being like super young. I remember having it on like VHS and all that stuff, but you say
A
that now,
VHS,
kids don't
for
even know
those
what
of
that
you who
is.
don't know what that is,
Yeah.
movies used to come on like a big black tape,
Heck
and you have to
yeah.
put that into this machine, and then if it's not rewound all the way, there's a term you probably don't even know what the hell that means.
Heck yeah, man.
Y'all start going on Instagram, there's accounts on there for 90s kids nostalgia stuff. You'll see all
Mhm.
this stuff.
Heck
You'll
yeah.
learn all kinds of shit.
But yeah, man, I remember. I was like, damn, I didn't know that they're gonna do it. But then looking back in it, I was like, yeah, there were some moments that were kind of adult
There were
esque.
some risque moments,
Yeah, I'm saying, uh,
but if you look at what passes for PG these days,
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say we were tame back then.
yeah, yeah, indeed.
Because if you look at a lot of shows, there's a lot of shows that are rated PG that I feel like at least deserve a PG-13.
Right, right.
Like even some of the Marvel shows are like PG, and it's like, no, you should have made this at
Nah,
least PG-13. Like
nah.
just some of the jokes,
Yeah, man.
like it's yeah, different times though.
Different times for real. Like they and, like even like speaking of the Marvel stuff, because I went down another rabbit hole. Uh, remember when Disney Plus like was first starting, and everybody and their mama was like, Mephisto is gonna show up.
Yeah, yeah, because I
Mephisto.
was one of those people.
Yeah. And we're still waiting on Mephisto,
We
y'all.
are still waiting on Mephisto.
And a lot of people were
Personally, I
like,
don't think we're ever gonna get Mephisto, but I could
so
be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things when it comes to the MCU, so
I used to think like, would Disney really do Satan essentially, right? That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, you know what? We had Hades and freaking Hercules, so why not like they could do it. I mean, they might upset, the Christian fan base or but
is there a Christian fan base for that though?
I man, I don't know.
Like, I'm just curious because when I was a kid, like, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but when I was a kid, I had friends that were not allowed to go and watch the Harry Potter movies in theaters because there was witchcraft in it,
No, same. I had friends that couldn't like
which
that either.
like blew my mind when I was a kid. I'm like, it's not real. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not
No.
real. Why is it a big deal? But
I
you
mean,
know,
then again, I've seen like there's a whole Facebook group called Christians Against Miss Marvel because Miss Marvel is a Muslim character.
there's also a group that I see at conventions that is what I think what do they call themselves? It's either Christians Against Comics or something like that. But it's yeah, they're like, you're all gonna go to hell, and they're standing outside of conventions with megaphones and signs and like
Oh yeah,
I've seen security have to escort some of those people away multiple conventions
I've seen
because
that.
they'll stand right by the front door of the convention center
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
screaming at cosplayers through a megaphone.
yeah.
Like, leave
I've
people
seen that before. Yeah,
alone.
yeah. And then like, okay, I do get it because like if you read, the Christian Holy Bible, they're supposed to,
Okay,
spread the word. That's
spreading the
part
word is fine.
of being.
I'm okay with you
But
standing out on your corner and preaching. That's
yeah,
one thing, because there's a guy down here in my hometown, that's what he
yeah,
does. He stands out on the corner every Sunday. He's got a little karaoke machine and a microphone, and he just stands out there and, says Bible quotes.
yeah, and that's
Doesn't
okay.
bug nobody, doesn't bother nobody. He's just standing there doing his thing. That's fine. But
But
when
when it
you
gets to the
start
point of
yelling at me and
blasphemy,
start threatening
yeah,
that I'm gonna go to hell because I don't believe the same thing you believe right away, like, get the hell out of here. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, like because that's harassment. Like you're harassing
Yeah,
people.
especially if you're using a damn megaphone and I'm 10 feet away from you. Like,
Like,
you're lucky I don't shove the dang megaphone down your mouth. Like
bro, yeah, yeah. But
it's just it's one of those
man,
things I've never fully understood.
yeah, man. I
But it's way more common than you would think.
Yeah, it is. I've never, I don't know, but that could be a whole topic for a whole nother
Oh, that could be a
podcast.
whole
Yeah,
podcast in and of itself,
that,
not just an episode. That could
yeah,
be a
that's a whole
podcast.
heck yeah. Oh man, but
But
crazy.
another super awesome guest we had recently, I don't remember if you were there for this one. I don't think you were though.
Mhm.
But it was There it is. Joseph Mercado.
No, I wasn't there for that one.
That was cool. I had a little bit of a soft spot for this one when they hit me up because he's a former DJ or still a current DJ, but he was a DJ back in the late 90s, early 2000s, like got
Mhm,
big in Europe and all this other stuff. So he kind of came from like a similar world that I did before comic books
mhm,
because I know you probably know, but I don't know how many of our listeners or viewers may know, but I used to do hip hop music as well back in the day.
mhm.
And so it was kind of really cool to see somebody from that world come over into this one, and it's not just me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah, man.
So
I
that
mean,
was a really fun episode, and he doesn't just make comic books or DJ. He runs classes and teaches at-risk kids how to DJ. They get a copy of the comic book. They get to take pictures with the big championship belt that he carries with it. Like, it's really awesome the what stuff he's doing.
yeah, man, that's awesome. I was pretty upset when I missed that episode. I who knows what I
I know
what
because
I
you're
had
a bit of
going
a hip
on.
hop head yourself, so
Yeah, man. So I was like, shit.
but come to
But
find out, his DJing skills were more in, like, the house scene.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he was more of, like, a house DJ over like, I guess their stuff got real big in Europe for a while with during, like, the whole dance club scene out there when it was really, really popping
Mhm,
off.
okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like comics and like hip hop has always had like a nice relationship, right?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, go back and listen to old Wu-Tang.
I, I was just about to say that.
Method Man, bro. Method Man
Yes,
used to
Method
make,
Man
quote, comic books all the time.
quotes. Actually, because I like to shout out other podcasts. Method Man actually has a comic book podcast called The Marvel Method, and it is honestly,
Really?
it is really good. It is really good. Like he talks about his love for like comics, and he also talks about how he wants to play Bishop. Marvel,
Marvel, get on
get
that.
on it. He's not getting any younger. Come on, let's
Right, like, the
let's get it
man's in his
popping.
50s at least, so come on.
Come
Let's
on.
let's make that happen before he's too old
That
to do it.
yes, like
But I
he
feel
would
like
be
Method Man will never get
perfect,
old, though, like, he's one of those dudes who just
bro.
he still looks like he's 26, like,
Bro, yes, yes, yes. Like,
Redman looks a little older these days, but that's
mhm,
just because he keeps the gray, you know?
yeah. Nah, I was like, let's do like he has some really good episodes of his podcast. Like he interviews I think he interviewed like Kevin Smith one time, and
Okay, that's dope.
uh it was like one of the episodes I remember they were talking about like when they used to be like, trapping. Uh and for our listeners, I'm not gonna explain what trapping is. Just look
If
it up
you don't
yourself
know,
if you
then
don't
don't worry
know.
about it.
Yeah, if you don't know, whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, like you would have some real hardcore gangsters out there reading comic books, man." Like, and he said, like he's like the gangsters, they loved like the big strong heroes. Like they was reading like Thor and like the Hulk and
Iron
like,
Man, like,
yeah, like the
the
real
overpowered yeah.
masculine like heroes. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I
He's
mean,
like,
go back and listen to old 90s hip hop and tell me there's not about a billion Incredible Hulk references in those songs, man.
dude, yeah,
A lot of Superman references, Batman references, like,
yes,
comic books and hip hop have always kinda been a
always
little bit
have
intertwined.
it. I haven't, especially in like indie hip hop scenes as well. There's a lot of those artists that love comic books.
Oh, yeah, bro, go, when I was, doing shows still, it
Mhm,
was, I was in, like, the underground kinda hip hop scene around here, and a
mhm,
lot of that is basically ran by I don't if you guys don't know who these people are, they're called juggalos. They're
mhm,
fans of, like, ICP, Psychopathic Records, Twisted, all those kinda groups. I was in that scene for years. It's how I got into making music,
mhm.
and yeah, where was I going with that?
I don't know,
I
bro.
completely lost my train of thought.
I have no idea. I
But anyway, yeah,
anyway.
like it's just really cool. Okay, yeah, no, we were talking about comic books, hip hop,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, at the shows I would do back in the day, like, 90% of those rappers did either the Psychopathic Records, like, style of, like, basically murder rap, or it was nerd rap. And it was a lot of comic book references. It was a crap load of video game references.
Heck
Like
yeah,
the
man.
nerd world and the rap world intertwine a lot more than people would think.
A
Now
lot more,
I
man.
thought out of my freaking head. Oh my
There it is. Hey, hey, I saw the gears turning, man.
it
I
was
saw
it's been one of those days, man.
it. Oh man, yeah. It's crazy. But
But
like I
yeah,
said,
we've got next week's episode planned out for you guys, and it's gonna be freaking amazing. I cannot wait for that.
mhm.
We've never talked to anybody about a board game on here before. I've interviewed
Fire.
a creator, Kelly McMahon. Shout out Kelly.
Mhm.
We're still mutuals on social media, and she made a deck of playing cards that was also a murder mystery game that also had a comic book that went with it.
Yep.
So it was like super cool and unique. And I've ran into her a couple of times now. She hooked me up with a pack or a deck of her first playing cards that she ever designed,
Oh,
which
that's dope.
was powerful women from the 20s.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so I mean, we try to get a little bit of
Word.
variety on the show to
A
have
little bit of
some different
everything.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think at this point I think we don't move past like just anything nerdy in general, really. We don't mind like having it on the show, you know.
No, as I mean, our primary concern is that it's independent.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
if it's indie and it's nerdy, you can get it on the Indie Inkwell at some point. I mean, yes, comic book heavy focus,
Yeah.
but that's because that's what we know.
Yeah. Stick with what you know.
Right.
Oh man. Also, it's like I know me and JJ we were talking like before we started going live, but me personally, while JJ has been doing his fishing stuff, I have went a little crazy with like Marvel Legends action figures. I've
If you guys can't tell from the massive shelf of them behind him,
yes, a lot of these I mean I've been collecting like for years now. I
yeah,
didn't just
but I think
buy
this
all
is
of
the
these just
widest we've ever been able to see your
yeah.
whole like bookcase setup. Because
Yeah,
I know in
yeah.
the old house that you were in, it was a bit more
Yeah.
condensed behind you. The camera was a
Mhm.
little bit more focused in. Now you got
Yeah.
some room behind you.
And boom, we see all of this, you know. But I've gotten back into Marvel Legends. I've it has been a while. Like I went a couple months without collecting any Marvel Legend action figures. Mostly because they were focusing on like MCU figures, and I don't
Yeah, they weren't
buy.
really doing the comic book versions of
Yeah.
the characters, which I know that's what you really focus on as
Mhm,
far as action
mhm.
figures go. You want the comic book versions.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm one of those people. I want my characters to be represented in a tangible form. Like I don't know, it's something cool about that, man. It's
Yeah.
like
And it's different with the MCU because they're already in a tangible form. There's a real
yeah,
person playing that role. It's something I
exactly.
can look at and watch and it happens and I don't have to
Mhm,
turn a page.
exactly, right? So I got back I really got back into it hard. Like um there's some new figures up there. Like I just got this like it
I'll say,
was
show them the
for
ones
the
you just got in the mail.
oh yeah, I can show
He
those because I
just got
still
some
gotta
brand new one.
like literally just before the show started and I got these in the mail and these X-Men 3 packs. This is supposed to be like the little strike force that Xavier made during like the Jim Lee run. And on this pack, you got Gambit, Banshee, and then Psylocke. And then this one, you got Storm, Forge, and then Jubilee. So yeah, really cool stuff.
I feel like a lot of people are gonna see those costumes on those action figures and be like, "Why are they all dressed like Cyclops?"
The people who
Tell me
know,
I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
yeah, man. I they for a period of time. Okay, so of course, I think the X-Men are most known for always changing costumes. Like they change costumes all the freaking time. Actually, right above me are the Jim Lee kind of animated series era X-Men costumes. But this was during a certain time when they had like there was some uniformity to the costumes, so they all like wore the same things. It's not exactly um what Cyclops wears. These look more like the
Yeah,
trainee
it looks
suits,
more like
right?
when they're in the, what do they call that room in
Like the danger room.
the danger room.
Yeah, like they
It
look
looks like a
more
room training
like
outfits.
training outfits. Um, but those are really cool. I have like the Wolverine that wears that same costume as well. He's supposed to be coming in sometime this week.
Which is
Uh,
another one that's probably not that easy to find because
uh,
most Wolverine costume, it's the yellow and blue, like, regular
mm,
outfit. They don't
it's
really
all
they don't very often make action figures of Wolverine in other clothes,
well, actually, starting because this year is I think Wolverine's 50th or 60th anniversary. I can't remember. Somebody
Jeez,
correct
yeah.
me. They Marvel Legends has pumped out a lot of Wolverines, man. So I
Okay.
have like quite a few of them. Like I have of course the regular yellow
Yeah.
suit. I have his first appearance suit. You know, we had the little whiskers.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I have the brown suit, which is my favorite suit. I love the brown suit. Oh my gosh! And then I have
The brown with, like, the, darker yellow tone to it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
I always felt like it was a little more muted, it wasn't as, like, in your face.
yeah, and then I have a Hugh Jackman Wolverine because
It's Hugh Jackman.
it's Hugh Jackman. Why not? E- Even though I usually don't buy like movie figures, but I got Hugh
It's
Jackman,
Hugh Jackman.
and I do have all three live action movie Spider Man. Um, so I have Toby, Andrew, and Tom. So because Spider Man, baby,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
But, if you started going for the MCU lines, you're talking 5 different versions of every character at least,
Yeah, because they change up costumes like every movie, and
and multiple times in movies sometimes.
yeah, and I'm
I'm
good.
pretty sure Thor had, like, 4 different outfits in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes, and I'm good.
I don't need all those.
I'm good. I'm good, man. Because I just can't do it. Can't do it. Good. But yeah, I don't know. I love action figures are just so cool. I think when I it comes from like me being like a kid. Because when I was a kid, dude, other kids were asking for like PlayStations and Xboxes and all that jazz. I mean, and of course I had that stuff too.
Right.
But for mostly, man, I was like, man, I want these action figures. Like I want
You're into what you're into,
you're
man.
into what you're into. I mean, my mom didn't complain because at the time, action
Oh, it's
figures
gotta be 10 times cheaper,
you
like
you at the time, bro, you could have bought a standard like 6-inch Marvel Legend was like under $10, bro.
Yeah, now they're like 20.
They're they don't got up to like 25, depending on what
Jeez.
they are.
For one
Uh,
figure.
but when they go on sale, they do have some really good, nice sales. So
And you can find Marvel Legends in a lot of little, like, secondhand mom and pop shops too.
yeah,
Like, people
yeah,
who've, like, resold them and stuff, like, you can find deals if
yeah.
you hunt.
You really can, and that's fun too because it got me back into like hunting. I went to like Ollie's like a couple weeks ago, and
Mhm.
I found a lot of some Marvel Legends for under $10. Like I think I got a Madam Hydra,
Oh,
uh,
nice.
a Howard the Duck.
That's
Even
dope.
yeah, even though it was the What If
Doesn't
show
matter.
version, but that you can use that as a
That's
comic
probably the
book.
only version of Howard the Duck action
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
you can probably
Like
get.
you can use that as a stand-in for like your comic book Howard the Duck. So I was like, what's the difference, Because it's animated, so animated kind of looks like a comic book.
Yeah,
So yeah.
100%. It worked.
But and I got another one. I can't remember what else did I get? Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. It must not been it must just been like a
I would say it must not have been that impressive.
it must just been like a oh might as well throw it in there.
Right.
But
But, I recently got something pretty cool in the mail myself.
what is it? What is it?
So for those of you who missed the episode, we had somebody on not too long ago named Eric Williamson. He did a what would you call it? A poetic graphic novel
Yes.
called Miscreant, and then
Yes.
he's also got When We Were the Voyage, the ash can is out. That is
Mhm.
also going to be like a huge graphic novel from what I've been told.
Yes.
So, definitely be on the lookout for that.
If you
And
like the
as a
Alien movies, you were really like When
yes,
We Are the Void.
100%.
Yeah.
It's brutal, it is dark, it is
Yeah.
sci-fi. If you like that kind of stuff, you're gonna love this. Now, as a spin-off from that series or from that graphic novel, he's got it's basically like an extension little one shot called
Mhm.
Whispers from the Voyage. He's not sure if he's gonna do more of them or not as like little spin-offs, but this was like the
Right.
first kind of jump and see what happens with it. And he was gracious enough to actually put me in the book.
Wow.
So here is the book. He's even signed it right there for me.
Mhm.
Whispers from the Voyage. It is all in black and white, but if you look up in the corner there, you will see a person with a
Dog.
Indie Inkwell hoodie on
Bro,
behind the
that's
counter.
you. You're in comic
So
book form.
that's pretty awesome. I was pretty geeked. Like he sent me a print of the page before the book. And I was already like super geeked out about it because it was just the artwork. But
Mhm.
now that I've actually got the book in my hand, it's pretty freaking sweet to see yourself in a comic book.
Bro, that
And
is
on
dope.
that note, we're not going to reveal too much
Okay.
because I don't know what
I
I'm allowed to reveal about
Yeah,
this.
okay, yeah.
So, Kyle, Nerd Tween, I apologize if let anything slip that I wasn't supposed to, but I don't think I am. But myself and this gentleman next to me, Longbox
Yes.
Entertainment, are going to become full-fledged characters in Here
Yeah.
Walks Monsters from Kyle Goodman. And if you don't know who Kyle Goodman is, you should. He's guest hosted the podcast multiple
Yes.
times. He was our
Yes.
very first
First
guest on
guest.
the
Yep.
show. He's got an amazing book called Here Walks Monsters.
Yes.
It is a zombie book that's not really about the zombies. So if you're looking for zombie-esque stuff that's different and very well written with amazing artwork in it, that is definitely a series you gotta check out. Go to
Hell
the
yeah.
very first episode of this show on this playlist. You will find our interview with Kyle. And like I said, he's guest hosted
Yes.
probably 5 or 6 different times for us.
Mhm.
And he's one of our closest friends online, like period. So
He's
if you
awesome.
guys haven't yet, go check out that episode and then go check out his book because it's freaking fantastic.
Yes.
And we're gonna be in
We're
it.
gonna be in it. We're gonna be in it, man. Oh man.
I'm not gonna say any
Uh,
more than that because I
and that's it.
don't want to reveal anything else.
That's
But
it.
we're gonna be in it. It's gonna be freaking sweet.
I mean, there's a lot that we don't even know. Like
There's a
we
lot we don't know, but we know that much. We know we're in it, and we
yeah.
know a little bit more than we're not allowed to talk about. But it's gonna be freaking sweet. It's gonna be freaking epic. I can't wait for that. But yeah, can you think of anything else we should update folks on before we get out of here?
Um,
I think we've covered a lot
I
today.
feel like we covered so much, man. I mean, as always, it was just fun, the chat, and I do absolutely. I love when we interview guests. I love that, but I do like the times where it's the dynamic duo.
Yeah, man,
That
it's good to just banter
yeah,
back and forth for an hour sometimes.
yeah, man. Um, yeah, I ain't got nothing. Follow me on my socials, I guess.
Hey, there hit the QR code on the screen, links in the description down below. Go and follow Longbox Entertainment. The QR code will take you to his TikTok, but he's also on Instagram. He's going to be having a YouTube channel up very, very soon.
Mhm.
So be on the lookout for that. If you want to follow me on TikTok as well, you can go ahead and do that at that QR code on your screen. That would mean a lot to either one of us if you go over, give us a follow, maybe like a video or two. That would be pretty freaking sweet of you guys.
Heck
And then
yeah.
if you want to help us help the independent comic book community to grow, help support the show by going over to our merch store. You can get t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, hats, And I promise there is summer apparel coming soon that will not be all black so that you do not have to sweat and die in the heat this summer.
Yes,
So we do have some stuff in the works for
we're
that.
gonna bring
And
some
then if
color.
you guys are into it, you don't have to by any means, but if you guys are into fishing and you like watching fishing videos, go check out my other channels that I just started recently, and that'd be pretty cool of you. But we're not going to bore you with that because you guys came for comic books and stuff. So yeah.
That's right.
But anyway, with all of that said, I don't think there's anything else for us to plug at the moment. Make sure you guys
Mhm.
come back next week, same time, same channel. We are going to have Morgan Rosenblum and Johnny. I don't know what his last name is. It
Handler,
slips my mind.
handler,
Handler,
handler.
Johnny
Mhm.
Handler. And they will be with us talking about their graphic novel, Winds of Numasera. And they will also be talking about the board game that's going to go with that graphic novel. So that is going to be pretty freaking epic.
Yep, yep, yep. Can't wait. See y'all then.
Heck yeah, man. Everybody, please be safe, be kind, take it easy, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.